So this video is going to be about concussions. Your brain sits surrounded by cerebral spinal fluid in your skull. This is to support your brain and suspend it into the middle. And so what happens when you get a concussion is your brain is thrown in a whiplash-like motion. So it's flips forward and back real fast, and it smacks the skull on either ends, and this causes bruising. It can cause long-term effects because it messes with the cells and causes tissue damage. They don't know how many concussions it takes to cause brain damage to extents that it affects you long term. It's different for everyone because we don't know enough about the brain. There's so much more that needs to be done. Sports are contact sports are the most dangerous. Out of sports and recreational related concussions, they cause between 1.7 and 3 million concussions each year. Football is the leading cause of concussions out of all the sports. Around 300,000 concussions are related to football, and 5 out of 10 concussions go unreported or undetected. 2 in 10 high school athletes will play contact sports, including soccer and lacrosse, will suffer from concussions. I know that they passed a law that after so many concussions, you have to take so long off. I don't know the exact number, so I probably shouldn't have brought that up. But so it is affecting our children, and I think the hard part about saying whether a child should participate in contact sports or not is hard to make that decision, because a lot of these kids, I went to a small school, so a lot of kids, the only way they get out of the small towns is because they get a scholarship, and the number one sport that they seemed to come to our school for was football. And honestly, between our football players and our cheerleaders, I think our cheerleaders ended up with more concussions because there wasn't enough padding. So I don't know if you could really make that argument if you compare gymnastics or actual cheerleading, like with stunts and being tossed in the air, to the amount of football concussions. Yes, statistically they're saying that football causes more, but if you take into account that you actually have like gear there to protect you, and I don't know. The statistics, I guess, just don't make sense to me because I saw our cheerleaders get taken out way more often than our football players. So, and I mean, with these long-term effects, they can change your personality, and they've even been said to cause like aggression in people who end up not being able to control their actions, which you could have an argument against regardless. So I think that a lot of this is just not, I don't think there's enough studies that have been done for us to say whether our children should or should not participate in contact sports. And yes, contact sports can be dangerous, but I feel like if you educate people enough in them, then that's someone's decision on whether or not they should put themselves in that position. And I don't think it's our call on whether somebody else does it or not.